It's Jackie M from Masters of Malaysian Cuisine.
Yes.
Welcome back to our last but one episode of Kongsi Chinese New Year, because it is still Chinese New Year in Malaysia.
Yes.
So, and we have back with us Nyonya expert Debbie Teoh, who's an expert in both Nyonya Penang and Nyonya Melaka cuisine. And today she's actually going to be making Pengat. Now, I'm very familiar with Bubur Cha Cha, and she says Pengat is very similar to Bubur Cha Cha, and she's going to explain how it's different and also how the Penang version is different from the Melaka version, all right? So there's some divided loyalties here. And don't forget, guys, say hello in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. We're just going to play a quick clip from Tourism Malaysia. We'll come back and chat with Debbie in 30 seconds.
Hey, now, hey, now, that was a big floor. Hey, now, you gotta see the belief. We're ready to go. We're ready to go. Come on, gotta make a move to get there right now. Somewhere nice so we can get away. Better than the ordinary day. You're my paradise. Malaysia, truly Asia.
Okay, sorry, I can hear a reverb on my other screen. Okay, yeah, guys, welcome back. Did I just lose Debbie? Welcome back. This is Jackie M from Masters of Malaysian Cuisine. We'll wait for Debbie to come back to us in a second. And in the meantime, make sure you say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. We've got quite a few people joining us already. Now, we've got people watching us over on not just on MATJHN, apa khabar semua? Jangan lupa kalau you nak resipi hari ini, kita kena daftar dekat malaysianchefs.com/join today. And also, welcome to my audience over on Twitch. For those of you who don't know, before I started streaming on Facebook about 9 months ago, I used to actually stream over on Twitch. So, and I stopped streaming on Twitch to come over to Facebook. And now, for the first time today, we are back on Twitch as well as our usual Facebook platforms and also on YouTube. But yeah, Paul, if you'd like to just message Debbie and see if she can just hop back in. But we've got a good crowd joining us. Like I said, Debbie is going to be making Nyonya favorite called Pengat. Anyone has tried Pengat before? Let me know. If you have tried Bubur Cha Cha, let me know. And let me know the difference, okay? And I'd like to compare it with what Debbie has to say about both of these dishes. Now, and anyone from Melaka, let us know. And anyone from Penang, let us know, because there's going to be a little bit of Debbie was telling me behind the scenes about the differences between Melaka and Pengat. So if you know the difference, let us know, and we will run it by Debbie and see what she has to say about it. Okay. So we've got Alison saying hello. We've got a Facebook user saying hi, Jackie and Debbie. And thanks everyone for your patience. We're just waiting for Debbie to join us again. We've got Marvin. Hey, Marvin, selamat pagi from the Netherlands. How are you? And we've got Adeline. Hey, Adeline, good to see you watching live from Singapore. And Enkun, hi, Jackie and Debbie watching live from Wollongong. That's my Sydney crowd here. Celia, hey, Celia, how are you? Cooking up a storm across the seas? Yes, indeed. As soon as Debbie joins us back. Alison, how you doing? From KL, good to see you. We've got a number of people from KL. Catherine as well. She's almost back. Okay, cool. That will be Paul writing. Okay. Yeah, thanks for your patience, guys. We're just waiting for Debbie to join us. Here we go. Let's see.
Hi.
Yay. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you, Debbie. Can you
Hi,
hear us
Jackie.
okay?
Sorry about this now. Yes, suddenly I don't know what's happening.
Okay, no worries. We'll just wait for your visual to clear up a little bit. Maybe it just... yeah. Okay. Yeah, Debbie, I was telling people about Melaka Pengat. Okay, first of all, what's the difference between Pengat and Bubur Cha Cha?
Hi, Jackie. Hi, everyone. Okay, Bubur Cha Cha is just basic sweet potato. The ingredients are totally the same for Bubur Cha Cha and Pengat. But
Okay.
the Pengat is an upgraded version of Bubur Cha Cha because it's got bananas inside. And the bananas has to be Pisang Raja, which is the king of bananas. I couldn't get them today. I'm just using the Pisang Brangan. If you can't get Pisang Raja, which is very difficult to get, use this. All right. And another thing about Pengat versus Bubur Cha Cha is that the way how it's cooked. I mean, how it's cut. I'm sorry. All the sweet potatoes and have to be cut into diamond shape. So a lot
Oh,
of labor.
really? All right.
Yeah.
Can you
So
just can you hold it up again?
can you see? Yes.
Okay.
Can you see?
Okay. Yeah. And it's smaller
Yeah.
as well. Okay.
Yeah. Not really smaller. So everything is diamond shaped like that.
Okay. I never knew
Yeah.
that. Who knew
Yeah.
that? I'm
Yeah.
Malaysian
So
and I didn't know.
everything has to be cut into diamond shape. So you see amount of work involved in preparing this, and you don't dunk everything together. You have to steam them separately because the texture of each and every tuber or sweet potato is different, right? So if you were to just cut it all up, dunk it into the pot, something's gonna mash up and everything's gonna be like I would say a porridge, all because it's all broken up. So you don't want that. You want it all pretty like that.
Okay. Now, so you use the purple taro, is it, or sweet potato?
Sweet potato, purple sweet potato. We have
Okay.
purple sweet potatoes here. The same one that I use to color my angku, purple
Ah,
sweet potatoes or orange sweet potatoes. These are
okay.
the orange sweet potatoes.
Okay.
All right. And then white potatoes, white sweet potatoes like this one is white.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Uh, this is the orange sweet potatoes that I have cut and
Sure.
steamed. All right.
Sure.
And yam. Yam is an interesting one. Yam because how do you know which yam to buy? Or how do I know that the yam is going to be creamy? I'm sure a lot of them has bought yam and then when they cook it, it's like rubber, right? So how do I know? Well, when I get to the market, I'll ask the seller, can I test the yam? Because at the edge of the yam, there's the head, right? So I will just use either you ask them for a knife, scrape it a bit, scrape it like that. You can feel the creaminess,
Okay.
right? Yeah,
Right.
that's how you test the yam. Yeah,
Okay.
and
I think you
this
might
is
get in
called
trouble here in Sydney if you did that.
yes, this is called kladi batang. There's two types of yam, the round ones and the long ones. This is the long one, kladi batang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there do you have a preference for which one you use?
Okay, the Penang Knights love this. All right.
Okay.
They will go for the kladi batang. It's like a must. But as long as the yam is creamy, I'm good. All right. What you want is a creamy yam that melts in the mouth.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Are they quite expensive in Malaysia, by the way, the yam?
Yes, it's now during Chinese New Year it can go up to 12 to 15 ringgit per kilo.
Okay.
So
It's still cheaper than Sydney.
one yam like that, oh, it's expensive for us. We like because when we make yam ring, right? So, oh boy, it's gonna be a costly dish. So one will cost if it's a kilo plus, it's about 15 ringgit, like that.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I can imagine. We have lots and
And-
lots of people say hello, including Tourism Malaysia in Jakarta are watching us. So that's very
Okay,
cool.
hello.
Yeah.
And the most important thing about this pengat is how to make your own tapioca flour jelly. Normally in Bubur Cha Cha, you will just use sago balls, correct?
Yeah.
So I'll be teaching how they can make their own tapioca jelly at home. So the recipes
Very
will
cool.
be yeah. So because a lot of places you can't get sago balls, I'm sure. So they can just recreate this at home in the comfort of their home by boiling 120 ml of water, bring it to a boil, 100 grams of tapioca flour. I'm using the ABC brand in Malaysia. So just like that, bring the water to a boil, then I'll pour it inside and I'll show them how to knead them. And then you make them into strips like that. And then you cut it into diamond shape again.
That is crazy. I've never done that. All right. I
Yeah.
love. Yeah. Okay.
And
Very
then
cool.
all this preparation is for Chap Gome, the 15th day of Chinese New Year, where we serve to our ancestors on the altar table or on your prayer table to the gods. Yeah, it's on the 15th day of Chinese New Year. So
Okay.
yeah, we
Okay.
will serve them afterwards in little teacups like that, and you put it on the altar. So it's like that.
Right.
So it's
Right.
yeah.
Is there a
So these
significance why you serve this specifically on Chap Gourmet?
uh I'm really not sure why, but we have been doing it for like since we grew up. So every Chap Gourmet is like a must to have Pengat on the 15th day, and the Ting Kueh, which we call it the Nian Ko, right? On the 15th day.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when you eat the Ting Kueh, or we call it the Nian Ko, you have to have a saying, like they say, Chia Ti Ti Huat Ke Hui. It means when you eat sweet, right? Then I would say your wealth will prosper. It's it's funny, but that's how the old generation has taught us. So it's just normally when we are young, we just follow. When you ask, they say, keep quiet, don't ask some more, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Very
right.
cool.
Yes, yes.
We learned
So
so
I'm
much from you. Someone was asking, Raw Chef Yin is asking, is there a reason why they have to be diamond shaped? Or is it just tradition?
it's tradition, but I think because the Pranakas, if you notice, that they are full of blings. They will be wearing their earrings, their whatever blings will all be gold or in diamond. If you notice that, during the old days of the old, diamonds were not. They didn't wear diamonds. They used. I would say intan. Intan is actually not a nice cut diamond. Not like say faceted diamond. It's all the sides of a diamond that is like it's shiny, but it's not really diamond. So that's why all our jewelry, if you notice, is also all encrusted in intan, our croissant and all that. From earrings to croissant to your headband when you're in a wedding ceremony. So all like that. So they love their diamonds. And now when there's a death in the family, all the blings will be changed to pearls. So because you cannot wear blings and you're not allowed to wear gold when it's a wake in the family. So all changed to white like this, white gold and
Oh,
pearls and jades. So and during mourning period, I would say when my grandfather passed away, we mourned for 3 years. And each year there's a different color that you change your clothing to. Yes, Jackie, yes. Yes.
wow.
Yes, yeah, very steep in tradition from clothes color to your blings to everything. Different season, different color, different reasons behind it. Yeah,
Fascinating. All
yeah.
right. Yeah. So let's see what your yeah. Okay.
So
So
my
you're
water
making
is
the yep.
bring your water to a boil, pour it into your tapioca flour, and then just stir it. Just stir. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be very hot, so use a pair of chopsticks or spatula or whatever that you can just bind it all together like that, and then
Sure.
separate this dough into two. Separate the
Okay.
dough into two to color it. You can color it. Normally we color it green or red, green and red.
Okay.
Okay,
And what do you use
so
as coloring?
you can use the food coloring, US FDA food coloring. Uh,
Okay.
from the baking shops, you can use that. If you want to use pandan juice, you can as well for your green.
Sure.
But I'm just using green food coloring. All right.
Cool.
So let me move this. Okay. It's a bit messy, so this one you need to get it done earlier. All right. Just a drop. See, it's gonna stain my hands. So knead them.
Sure.
Knead them. It takes quite a while. So therefore, when we were young, these were the sort of chores that we had to do, because when you cook, you're gonna cook a big batch, right?
Cool.
For the whole family, and
Yeah.
also for prayers. So it's gonna be a lot of kneading and cutting to do. So once you knead them into this, you can see it's like Play-Doh.
Nice, nice, cool. I'm going to let you have the solo screen for a minute.
All right. Okay. So
Cool.
knead them into like that, and then if it sticks to your hand, use extra tapioca flour. Just use extra tapioca flour and dust it. Dust your hands. All right.
Cool.
It's going to be very messy. So if it's thick like that, just pinch it to a smaller portion. You can either do this, or if you have a board, normally we work on the clean surface, you can just roll it. You need a bit of pressure here.
Yeah.
You can see that.
That's like making like bubble tea balls, right?
Yes, it's a similar method. So you get that like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
So what you do is bring a pot of water to a boil. You're going to boil it until it floats up.
Cool.
So, okay, now is to cut them into diamond shape. So I would suggest that you prepare this earlier. You can prepare them in the morning, but be careful when you cut them, don't let them stick back together. So probably you could flour your plate so that it doesn't stick together, yeah?
Cool.
So you can see. So I'm waiting for the water to come to a boil, then I'll just cut it directly to the water. For me, it's easier.
So if you want to, it's always in like diamond shape. You could also like roll them into balls. Is that how they make?
Yes, you can.
Okay, cool. Because
You
I've
can.
never actually tried to do it.
Yeah, you can make them into balls, but you cut them into diamond shape. It's so much easier, right? You just elongate and then just snip it off, and you
Cool.
get all this. Yeah. So I'm waiting for the water to boil. In the
So
meantime,
can you make that
Yes.
ahead of time, or is it
Yes.
because? Okay.
yes, you can make them ahead of time. You can make them ahead of time and then just leave it in a cool water, cool tap water, and you see. Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So it's red and green. Because this takes time. This one definitely takes time. So I can see. Yeah. All right. Can you see? Cannot see.
Okay. Cool. Let me just give you main screen again.
All right. So can see green. So it's like bubble tea, homemade bubble tea.
So cool.
So yeah, waiting for the water to come to a boil. In the meantime, when you're at home, you can steam. Please do cut. How do I cut the sweet potatoes into diamond shape?
Yeah, I'd love to see that because I can't imagine the amount of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Let me move this to the side.
Someone was saying earlier that they didn't realize it had to be diamond shaped. They've been cutting them in squares their whole life.
Yes, I don't know why the Peranakans have this love of torturing the women in the kitchen, right?
Yeah, they're famous for it.
So I would cut them into, I would say, 1 cm thick slices like that.
Cool.
Okay, 1 cm thick slices like that. And then just cut them again into strips of 1 cm, about 1 cm. And then just slant and cut into
Sure.
diamond shape.
I love your cutting board. It's like a
Oh, so old. It's so old.
So cool.
So yeah, you get them like that. Okay. So just
Cool.
rinse them in running tap water before you put them into. I normally use plates, enamel plates like this.
Okay.
Put them into the plate and then steam them individually. Do not steam them together because their texture is all different.
Sure.
Okay. So
Cool.
steam them, get them into like this. Here.
Okay.
So I normally steam them. Yeah.
Jacqueline Gomez was saying she needs to know how to not make the pengat purple when you add the purple sweet potato in it.
Good question. She has to rinse it. So after you come to this stage, rinse it in running tap water to remove that purple stain.
Okay.
So you do this. You got this. I'm going to rinse it here so that she can see it. Yeah, it will stain. Definitely stain.
Cool.
And then just, yeah, rinse.
Cool.
It will still stain, but lesser. Lesser.
Okay.
Just rinse it. You can see all the purple color on the plate.
Okay. Sure. Sure.
Okay.
I
So
don't think
my
we can
water
get
is.
purple sweet potato that easily here in Sydney. Yeah, maybe.
You can't
but
find the purple ones.
I'm sure you can, but I don't think it's that common.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. All right.
Yeah.
They have the Japanese purple sweet potatoes too, but it's expensive here.
Okay. Sure.
All right. So my water has come to a boil.
Cool.
So just cut. Where did I put it? Okay. There you go. So you have this,
Nice.
and you put it inside.
Okay. Jacqueline is asking, do you rinse it before or after steaming or both?
Both, before and after.
Okay, there you go.
Before and after.
Cool.
So it will all float to the top, and then you can just scoop it up and leave it in a bowl until you need them.
Okay. Would they stick together or they're okay?
Yeah, therefore you have to put it in like cool tap water or maybe ice water so that it doesn't stick.
Sure.
All right. So this is just normal tap water. It doesn't stick. All right.
Okay, sure.
So
Now,
it
Annie
floats.
in the UK was saying she learned to make Bubur Cha Cha in school and was taught to cut everything in diamond shapes, even though the teacher wasn't a Nyonya. That's interesting.
Oh, all right. Yeah, because I think because during the days of the old, when we serve it on the altar like that, so probably they picked it up
Sure.
like that. Yeah, it's how
probably.
you're being taught. Yeah.
Exactly.
So once it floats to the top, you just sieve them out and then put it into the cool bowl of water. All right.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So this is done. So this is how your potatoes are done. This is done. Any more
Cool.
questions? I'm gonna start. Yes.
Yeah. Someone's asking, Julian's asking you whether you can sell it after it's made because he wants some.
Yes.
And I just want to give a shout out to one of my old Twitch members. I think I'm going to treat that chat question as rhetorical. The answer's a little too complicated. Okay. How you doing, Swill? Long time. And Masna says, growing up with my grandma in Ipoh every Ramadan, I made this tapioca diamond shape for Buka Puasa. Wow.
Yes.
We have
You
color
see?
coming out every time. Okay. I did not know that. It's my first time seeing anyone make that. And Bibi says, good morning from Germany. Yay, Bibi.
Oh.
And Swill, yes, I have been well. Great to catch up with you guys again. I'm going to need to, as you can guess, we're multi-streaming this across a number of different platforms. But yeah, we thought we might just throw it out there onto Twitch. I didn't actually even realize we could stream to Twitch using StreamYard, which is our platform here. But I thought I'll just do it since I've been away for over a year there. But anyway, yeah, sorry. So what are you up to now? You got
Okay.
some.
Yeah, I'm gonna boil the water with the pandan leaves, and
Right.
for this pengat, I'm using Gula Melaka. So there comes the differences. So the Melaka, normally the Melakans would like to use the Gula Melaka in their pengat, or we call it Bubur Cha Cha. But the Penang Nights is a no-no for them because in their pengat is only plain white sugar. But again, there's different households in Penang that uses this. Why? The question comes to, I've noticed that those Penangites who have intermarriages with the Medan people, because during the olden days, Penangites normally intermarry with the Indonesian counterparts near Medan, because from Penang you can just take a ferry to go to Medan.
Did
So
not know that.
yeah, I've got family who's married like that. So probably certain households, I've spoken to some Penangites, they say that their pengat has got Gula Melaka, so probably the influence from Medan, from Indonesia. All
Sure,
right.
sure. Cool.
So
You
okay,
mentioned, yeah. Sorry, go on.
how do I check how good a Gula Melaka is? All right. So the Gula Melaka that you should buy is the tender ones, not rock hard that can break down your kitchen wall. All right. How do I know? Okay, you don't do this in front of the seller, he's going to scream. You just actually, because it's wrapped in plastic, you can just lightly press them. It actually gets indentation on it, you can feel it. But if you're at home, if you notice, when I do this, it's effortless. Can you see?
Yeah, yeah,
It's effortless. You see, it shaves off easily, doesn't matter what color, right?
yeah.
People ask me, is the dark hue better than this hue? No, doesn't matter. As long as you can get this type of texture, it's very soft. This is first grade. Actually, my Gula
Yeah.
Melaka, if I don't put it in the fridge, it melts. It melts.
Wow.
So you know that there's no processed sugar inside, because it actually melts at our Malaysian weather.
Yeah,
In our
yeah.
Malaysian weather. So what you do is you need to shave down the Gula Melaka, and what I normally do is I boil it in some water like that, because you need to save this. It's got a lot of, I would say, the palm leaves inside, because
Okay.
they harvest it like that, and it's a cottage industry. So when it's cottage industry, you will find like leaves and whatever, not, or bees inside the sugar as well. All right.
Cool.
So
Cool.
yeah, melt them down, sieve it, and then put it into the pengat broth. Okay. So I've already melted my Gula Melaka. I'm gonna pour it.
Cool. It's funny, like May literally posted the same question and you answered it all for her. She was saying, "Hi Debbie, big fan here. Was wondering about Gula Melaka. Do you boil them separately, then filter it? I noticed the
Yeah,
Gula Melaka I bought tend to have some bits inside, hence the need to
correct,
filter." There you go. Exactly
correct.
what you said.
Yes, yes. So okay, so I'm gonna bring this to a boil, and the coconut milk would be last to go in. Okay, for your bananas, you can actually boil it with the Gula Melaka if you like, and separate them. Some people, because when you boil everything together, what's going to happen to your bananas is that it's going to mash up with all the tubers and sweet potatoes. So yeah, you can boil them separately.
How is you mentioned pisang raja? How is that
Yes,
different to other types of banana?
it's the flavor of it. The flavor of the banana is not utterly sweet. It's got a tinge of sourness. So because your dessert is sweet, right? So it complements with a tinge of sweet sourness. So therefore, your pengat is just right. I would say it's
Cool.
just right. It's not too utterly cloying that people say, oh, too rich in coconut milk, and plus your gula is already sweet. You're gonna add another sweet. No, the pisang raja is a bit sour, I would say. So it complements everything together beautifully. All right.
Nice. Okay. And,
So again,
Audrey. proud of you, little sis, by the way.
Oh, my sister. So again, slice them like that.
Okay.
So, yeah. So my water has come to a boil. I'm using fresh coconut milk. You can use UHT wherever you are.
Wow.
Yeah, freshly squeezed coconut milk.
We can't get that here. I'm very
Can
jealous.
wait, can you buy? Do you get grated ones? Do you get grated ones?
Go to a specific, here in Sydney, if you go to a specific market, you can actually get it once a week. It's run by, apparently, these stallholders are from Fiji, but people who have bought them, who are Malaysian, will swear it still tastes different to Malaysian freshly squeezed
Oh.
coconut. And the theory
All
is
right.
that the coconuts in Australia come from Fiji and the South Pacific, and
Oh.
it's different. I don't know. I haven't bought them myself.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna add all this in.
Okay. So everything has to be pre-steamed first. You can't just
Yes.
boil them in the water.
Yes, you can't. You have to pre-steam them, which takes a lot of time,
Okay.
and the cubing.
Sure.
But I guess if it's once a year on your 15th day of Chinese New Year, you're looking forward to something auspicious.
Cool. Alice is asking, do you add a little bit of salt?
Yes, you do add a little bit of salt at the end because you have coconut milk. When there's coconut milk in the dessert, you add a bit of salt. Why? To bring up the creaminess of the coconut milk.
Cool.
So bring all this to a boil.
Cool.
You're supposed to boil the banana separately, but I'm just gonna add it here.
Okay. Really? Right. See, my Twitch audience is always so knowledgeable. Swill says coconuts from South Pacific. That is pretty accurate. There are different plants available, including varieties from Malaysia, but they're difficult to come by unless you live in the correct climate. Different coconut varieties have slightly different flavors. There you go, guys.
All right.
And Paul Gray was wondering earlier if Gula Melaka is keto. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Paul. It is not. So you have to give up your keto diet. I love how you're cutting it with your knife. Questions? Any guys? Let's hit Debbie up with any questions because she obviously is just full of incredible knowledge. And so make sure you ask her now or forever hold your peace, okay? But yeah, lots of people saying hello. But yeah.
Can see the green.
Okay. How cute are they? Adam Lee says, if ever you don't want the chopping board anymore, give it to him.
The chopping board is so old. I use it to knock my baklava. The top one is to knock my baklava and my angku.
Oh, right. Cool. It's got to be worth a lot of money.
No.
Someone was asking earlier, how does square square sweet potato look different to diamond sweet potato? It's just the angle, right?
Yeah, it's just the angle.
Are they thinner when you cut them in diamond shape, or are they like
they're the same? I would say the same because if you say 1 cm by 1 cm, if you to cube them, it's gonna be 1 cm cube. But this one is just elongated a bit, and it's got that pretty side. I would say, as the Peranakans, they love everything that's pretty. Has to look pretty. Has to look. They call it senono. You know, when you don't do something properly, your elders will say, "Oh my God, tak senono langsung." It's like not proper. You know, it's like yeah. So everything has to be eye appealing.
Sure. Yeah. Nyonyas are big on aesthetics. Even your clothes are so incredibly intricate, right?
This is my grandma's, yeah, older
Oh,
than me.
goodness.
She's passed on. My mom is already 86, so my grandma should be 100 over if she's alive. So this is my grandma's, yeah. So you see, this
Wow.
is easily 100 over years old, but it's not torn. Look at that
Wow.
old generation cloth, yeah,
Amazing. That's
yeah.
so cool.
Mm.
Now, Alison is asking, if someone is allergic to bananas and omitted from the recipe, would it still be called pengat?
Pengat has to have that's why it's called pengat with the banana. So without the
Sure.
banana, it will call bubur cha cha.
There you
Alright.
go.
Any more questions?
So far, I don't see any, but this is very fascinating. Masna was saying, growing up with my grandma in Ipoh every Ramadan. Yeah, she's talking about like the Malays using it, and
Mm-hmm.
and Sue Ann says it tastes better in diamond shape. I
You see?
think it's
They,
psychological.
yeah,
But
psychological. Yeah.
as a non-Nyonya. Anthony earlier said, good morning from Chelmsford, Essex in the UK. Lovely to see you. And
Oh,
Jackie on
all right.
MOMC picked up a few tips on Nyonya cooking. There you go. So a lot of people. I love, like, Debbie's only been with us for a little while, but I love that your audience are just completely captivated by what you do. And I can tell by the number of viewers who stay consistent. Like we start out with this number and the numbers actually grow and they keep watching to the end because Debbie is so full of incredible knowledge about her craft. So it's always very, very educational.
Thank you.
So that's done already.
Yeah, that's done. Once it comes to a boil, you do not want to overboil it, remember? Once it comes to a
Sure.
boil, turn off the heat because you do not want your coconut milk to we call it pecah minyak. That means
Okay.
break into oil. So
Got
once
it.
it comes to a boil, turn off and then serve it. You can serve it warm. Some people serve it cool, chilled,
Okay.
but we normally prefer it warm.
Yeah, me too. I have to admit, when I make Bubur Cha Cha, I use white sugar as well, to be honest. So does
It's
this
fine.
look quite brown or is it just kind of like caramelly?
Sorry, come again.
When does I can't tell from here, but does your sauce look quite brown or just like a light
Yes.
caramel color?
A bit brown, but very light brown.
Okay, sure.
Can you see?
Yeah,
Can't tilt.
sure. We'll see in the photos later on anyway.
Yeah. So I'm putting in different teacups for proper, if you were in my home. So
Okay,
for the
sure.
altars, different teacups for ancestors and for the gods. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Kim Chiu is asking, can the pengat be kept overnight and how do you reheat it?
Tricky one. You can keep it in the refrigerator overnight, but when you reheat it, you have to really watch the fire because if you were to overboil it, your coconut milk would break, and then there'll be that oil layer over it. So
Sure.
you have to really watch the fire, slow fire until it heats up and turn it off. Or if you like, you can eat it chilled. When it's chilled, the sugar content somehow or other is less sweet. So up to you. Yeah.
Cool.
Any more questions?
No, Sue Ann says she loves your kitchen, but that's actually
My garden.
do you do a lot of cooking out there or?
We eat out here actually every night. This is my husband's garden. His air
Nice.
plants, not mine.
Wow.
I'll
It
kill
looks
the plants.
It looks beautiful. It's very tropical.
It's very cooling actually. When we were having the haze here, the moment you walk into this area, you can't feel the haze. It actually
Nice.
blocks off. Yeah, really actually blocks off.
Sure.
So we are done for the pengat.
Great.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Does
brought out all the-
Does the sago, like those tapioca diamond pearls, do they thicken up the sauce or no?
They do thicken up a bit of the sauce. They
Okay.
do. When you eat it immediately, you can't really get the thickened version. But if you do sit for like 2 to 3 hours, it will thicken up the gravy a little.
Right. Okay. That is
Can
so
you all
cool.
see? I want to show you the color.
Now, is there a reason why you use that particular pot? Oh, nice. Okay, very cool. To cook it in, like, does it taste
Normally,
anything depending
yeah, I
on the?
normally like to use clay pots. When I cook in my kitchen, it's actually a huge clay pot like that. I would say a 7-liter clay pot. Yeah, it holds the heat well, and yeah, it does taste slightly different, more fragrant.
Okay, Rohana says hi, Debbie. We've had a lot of people. I'm sorry if I didn't acknowledge you. Muru said hello earlier. Alison, thank you for the information. And a Facebook user said hi, Jackie and Debbie. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If I forgot to give you a shout out, I'm sorry. All right. And Masna says she loves your clay pot. Now, do these clay pots break easily though?
Okay, this one doesn't break easily. This one you can get it from the kitchen shop here in Kuala Lumpur.
Okay.
Yeah, they have
Are
a
they
range. Yeah. Sorry, are they what?
expensive?
This one is about 100 over ringgit.
Okay, so it's
100
not
over ringgit. Yeah, it's a bit costly, but it doesn't break easily. The ones that I'm using inside, the big ones, it breaks easily because it's super cheap. It's like 30, 40 ringgit. Yeah.
Okay, sure. And
Yeah.
do you have to season them any particular way before you use them?
Okay, for the cheap ones, you need to soak it in the whole pot in a pail of water because it's very porous. It cracks easily. So that one you need to submerge the whole clay pot into a pail of water, including the cover. So once it's wet, then you turn on the fire slowly to sort of like make sure that it doesn't crack. But it does crack occasionally from time to time. But if you keep using it, somehow or other, like say if you're cooking curry, the curry would seal the pot.
Okay.
Yeah, funnily, yeah, weird,
Interesting.
but that's what happens.
Very cool.
So
Zamri
here's what
says
we
hello,
have.
Kabar. Yeah. Okay, that's so beautiful. Are your bowls and your crockery all new, or are they
Antiques.
like? Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
antiques. Yeah, it's all original antiques. Yeah, yeah, from my grandmother's time.
Oh my goodness.
So we used to use this for ancestral offerings and for our altars. But now my mom has converted to become Christian. So we don't do the ancestral offering anymore. So
Cool.
no more cooking, but it's just offerings of fruits for our ancestral table.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. More as a tradition sort of thing. Now,
Yes.
Yi En was saying the Gula Melaka I usually get doesn't melt when left out in our weather. Where can I get the good quality one from in KL?
Okay, KL, I've not found any sources. I normally go back to Malacca to get them. No particular brand. They ask me whether I have a brand. No, I buy from the small sellers that are in the wet market. I would normally check out like how I taught you. Press, ask them first. Pakcik, I nak check, I nak tengok macam mana, or ask him or her first if you can press it. Then go ahead and do that. I normally ask them. I say, Pakcik, I want to check. If can, then I'll buy. If can't, if it's too hard, I don't want. Tell them ahead of time. Yeah,
Sure.
because they are all small, I would say small sellers, right? So
Sure.
no particular brand, as long as it fits that criteria, tender, get it. You can
Sure,
see.
sure.
I press, I can see the indentation of my finger
yeah.
on the. Yep. I
Sure.
just press lightly and you can see. Yep.
Sure.
So
Sure.
and it's ugly. If you notice, it's ugly. It's not cylindrical. Yeah, so that
Sure.
sort of a telltale sign that it's like melting. Can you see?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, a lot of the Gula Melaka that you buy is actually mixed with like normal white
Yeah.
processed sugar. That's why the quality
Correct.
is lower, and that's
Yes.
why it's hard as well. So, and actually, it's quite funny. my sister called me today because again she's in Australia and she didn't know where to buy Gula Melaka, and she rang me. She said, "Jackie, is Gula Melaka the same as brown sugar?" So how would you answer that? That's what I
it's
said.
not.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking, come on, you're Malaysian. Why don't you know this? I hope she's not watching here. But
No.
yeah, so, but again, because we're in Australia, we don't always have like proper Gula Melaka.
Yeah.
So I actually suggested for her to keep an eye out for even Indonesian Gula Aren
Yeah.
or Gula Jawa
Yes.
and that sort of
Quite
stuff.
good. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
okay, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're okay. They're definitely okay. Much, much better than your brown sugar, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Kevin is another Debbie fan here. We've got a lot of fans, Debbie. So yeah, is
All
there
my
anything else
students.
you want to? Oh, is that right? Very good. Very cool.
Yeah.
Sue Ann
Yeah.
says, "I love your kabaya." I know. Swill is asking, "Is Gula Melaka a palm sugar?" Yes, it is a palm sugar. So as you know, there are lots of different types of palm sugar.
Of
from
palm.
different-
Yes.
Yeah. And it's interesting, our MOMC chefs were asked this question about why is it that Asians have so many different types of sugar and how do you use them? Can you mix and match them, sort of thing? And our contribution actually showed up on SBS Food. If you want to check out my profile, I shared it out today. And Patricia says, "Hi, Nya Debbie." So Patricia Yam. Yeah. All right, cool.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to share with us about Pengat before we wrap up?
No, so yeah, so every family would have their own like preference of using of sugar. So white sugar or brown sugar, as long as how you like it. The most important thing is like mostly I would say cut into diamond shape. You have to have the bananas to qualify as Pengat. These are the two main criteria of Pengat versus Bubur Cha Cha. Bubur Cha Cha is normally like served every day, like a daily kind of thing. Some people even add in black eye beans inside. So that's not a no-no. Maybe that household likes it. So by all means, that kind of thing. Because I was asked on how do you quantify or qualify a recipe, a peranakan recipe to say it's authentic peranakan. We were debating about this when we were trying to forward our peranakan cuisine to be recognized as World Heritage by the UNESCO. So we came to a conclusion that as long as all the ingredients are there, then it should qualify as being authentic Peranakan cuisine. Because as time passes by, people would not have time to cut diamond shape anymore. Even the kids, I think probably they would just say, I'm gonna just chop it up and throw it in, eventually, I don't know, that kind of thing. So as long as ingredients are there, yes, it's authentic Peranakan cuisine. We have come to that line or that understanding that it has to be like that. You cannot expect like, oh, it has to be pounded by mortar and pestle, therefore it's authentic. No. Yes, it used to be done that way, but now we have modern things to help us. Like I'm using an electric steamer for this show. So you can't say that because I'm using electric steamer, it's not authentic. No, So yeah. Yeah,
Totally.
like viewers from all over the world, you might not have a steamer, so you just use a pot. As long as you can put a water bowl at the bottom and have a contraption that you can steam it, fine. As long as you can get it done. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, food has to be accessible. Cooking has to be accessible to people. And if you're too particular about how and what goes into it, nobody will try it and the cuisine will die out. Right?
Yes, it's already a dead heritage, or dying food heritage, I would say.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much again, Debbie. We can't wait to have you back. I think everyone can't wait to have you back. This is such valuable information. And just a few last comments here. Alice says she uses Indonesian Pontiac brand coconut sugar. Yeah, I've tried that before as well. And Nazreen says for Gula Melaka, she's got a supplier. If you guys want to look up that phone number in KL. Facebook user says, I still cut mine in diamond shape. Mei
that's
says,
nice.
I love all your cooking and recipes and sharing your teaching. I love so much eating your cooking, kueh mueh, baked cookies. Thank you so much with love. So you're very, very popular. Weave the Story says, yes, I agree. It's quite hard to get good quality Gula Melaka in Sydney. Coconut sugar and okay substitute if you can't find it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a little bit different, but it's okay. And Sue Ann
Yes.
says, thank you, Debbie and Jackie. All right, well, that's all the comments. I know there was a whole bunch earlier that we didn't get to acknowledge earlier, but thank you so much for commenting. We really appreciate you guys watching all these. Don't forget, if you
Yes.
want the recipe, you need to sign up malaysianchefs.com/join today. What I've been doing actually is emailing all of you guys directly with the recipe PDFs when they're ready. And I know some of you guys are very excited to get all these recipes right away. Because we all do this in our own time and we all work and we do all this for free, guys. So
Yes.
sometimes they get very delayed. So I'm sorry about that. But if you're patient, you will get them eventually. And also, if you sign up and log into our members area, that's where all the recipes, all our e-magazines are located as well. And in fact, we just released our latest e-magazine, e-mag number 7, our 7th month of free e-mags for you guys with all the recipes from the Queen's cookbooks. All right. Tuanku Aziza has 2 cookbooks based on traditional Pahang cuisine, and our MOMC chefs did an entire series around that. The magazine is now out with her recipes. So make sure you guys sign up to get a hold of that, along with interviews with the jet lag warriors who are very popular in Malaysia. But yeah, thanks again so much, Debbie. Really appreciate all this, and we look forward to having you back. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye. Thank you guys.
Bye everyone.